everybody, and welcome to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast where we take your lovely, horrible, delectable, disgusting ideas and turn them into the next AAA video game titles. I am one of your hosts, Blake Rea.
And I am your other host, AJ Hart. Now, you might notice a couple noises on my recording this week. That is because I am having a small construction of repairing my roommate's shower and a small, apparently, work project happening at 6:40 p.m. at night of my neighbor leaf blowing the roof. I don't know why he's doing that.
Why so late? Well, I mean, because you want to stay out of the
construction
heat, right?
is happening late because my roommate is a construction guy, and that's just what he does. And so he's doing this after work.
He has a real job, unlike us podcasters.
He's got a real job. Well, I also have a real job, which is why I'm podcasting at 6:40 p.m. at night. The part that's throwing me for the loop is the leaf blower on the roof. I guess that is something that you're supposed to do. I guess I'm just used to
not doing it.
You just don't do it. I know everyone's supposed to be like, oh, make sure you clean out the leaves from your gutters. And it's like, yeah, okay, bud. And then we won't because we don't. Because why would we?
Yeah, I've always kind of felt like the gutters, it would just deteriorate. Because, I just don't.
Surely the weather will take care of itself.
Yeah, because I'm one of those guys where it's like, if I don't see it, it'll handle itself. That's why, all of my mess exists in my closet and underneath my bed. Because I'm just like, nah, if somebody were to walk into my room and it looks clean, then it is clean.
I think it is worth mentioning that the leaf gutter situation this is coming from two people who don't intend to own a home, maybe ever.
I intend to own a home. I want to have my own little log cabin, bare bowl, wrought iron place. Yeah. Catch me out there.
Well, you heard him. Blake wants to own a home. So if you're listening to this and you're not signed up to our Patreon, could you help a man fulfill a wish before he dies? There's so much work between here and home ownership. We're millennials.
If I intend to own a home in Los Angeles, God help me. That's just not...
Or anywhere. My aunt was telling me about a house that was up for sale across her street that went for $250,000. And they live in some Beaverton place.
Well, actually, that's pretty cheap for a house. That's not that bad.
$250,000.
That's $250,000. How much money do you think houses normally go for?
Less than $250,000. Less than that.
No, my sweet summer child. No, houses are hardly ever that cheap unless it's out in nowhere. $250,000 for a house is a really good price. For example, the house that I'm in, the ones that my adoptive parents own, it's when they bought it back in the 90s, it was worth $600,000. Now it's worth it's closer to $8.
That's so much money.
Yeah, because that's houses, and especially in LA where it's just price gouged to fucking craziness. It's insane. Hey, so if you want to take pity on me,
I'm sick of talking about the realty market. The home market. You want to talk about video games?
Sure, but I was gonna do a shameless plug of our Patreon. If
I already did that. I already covered that one. Come on, keep up.
Hey,
video game. You play anything good lately? You play anything good this week?
Have I played anything, dude? I'm playing Death's Door right now, and gotta say, it's adorable. I don't think it's it has shaken my foundations as a gamer, or it's a wholly unique experience that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. But as a Zelda, it took all of the fun, creepy shit from Studio Ghibli movies and architectural design, characters, a little bit of morbid comedy, and put that into a Zelda game. And it's really fun. It's really cute. You play a little crow with a sword and you're out trying to collect souls. It's fun. I enjoyed that. What about you?
I've been playing Danganronpa V3. Killing Harmony, I believe is the subtitle of that one.
I hear that game is terrible.
Really? I've heard, so I don't know anything about it. I'm going into this game blind, just like I've gone into the last two Danganronpa games blind. And I have to say, the first trial and the character that you are playing as is such an absolute delight. I am absolutely enamored with her. Yeah, having a character that actually has a personality is maybe the best thing that Danganronpa could have done for itself as a franchise. And like getting to talk and do scenes with a character that has a personality in a visual novel is really interesting because all of a sudden now when you talk to characters, like in the first 2 games you play as a blank slate, boring guy that's just sort of there.
Yeah.
But when you have a character that actually has a personality and she's like, oh, I'm the ultimate pianist. And then characters will use that as a launching pad to talk to you. And then there are also, it's really nice. There's this character named Kaito. And when you go talk to him for your little like bonding scene, he's like, hey, you're a pianist, right? Can you teach me how to play music? And then you learn about how and why he wants to learn to play music, which is a conversation you only ever would have had with you, the ultimate pianist.
Oh, so there's like, actually, it's no longer a self-insert character. It's like actually experiencing somebody else's.
Yes.
I like
With
that because
being said, oh no, sorry, keep going.
Well, I was just gonna say I like that because it feels way more. I feel like when your character is on the line or in danger, you actually give a little bit more of a shit because it's just, to me, it's like a self-insert character. There's always like, yes, they're talking to me, but I never really feel that danger. But it's like, oh, the character I'm playing who I know a lot about and have grown attached to is in danger. Like that
I think
that feels way cooler in a visual novel.
I think that there's a whole discussion to be had about like visual novels and games where you have a character that exists somewhere on the fringes of being a self-insert versus being an actually written character. Like I think Hajime from Danganronpa 2 is in a weird spot because like he has a personality, but he's kind of a dirtbag.
Kind of a weirdo, yeah.
Because he's mean to everybody, but then he doesn't have like character traits. Like I've spent 60 hours playing Danganronpa 1 and I don't know a character trait about Hajime. I know that he's kind of mean and doesn't like people, and that's it.
I mean, he cares for Kyoko. I mean, like I think they have like a romantic thing, him and Kyoko. Like Kyoko Kirigiri, the detective girl.
That's Makoto from the first one. Hajime's the main character from the second one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got their names confused because I'm dumb.
Also, liking a girl is not a personality trait. I'm gonna say that one too.
Well, okay, hold on. No. I do think that is a character trait because it can be utilized to express personal taste and interests in the people you want to bond with. So yes, that is a personality.
Okay,
trait.
fair enough.
Like your romantic, either be it physical or emotional, could say a lot about you. And fuck you.
All right, fair enough. With all those celebrations of Danganronpa 3, I do think that the first case, I did finish it. It is an absolute trip. It is maybe the coolest move that the Danganronpa franchise could have done. I'm being very vague because I know that you will get to this game eventually.
Yeah, I'm working through the second one right now.
It is one of the coolest twists that they could have done in a Danganronpa scene. They made this twist 3 cases too early, and it is very frustrating that it happened so early in the game. It is such a cool moment, though.
Oh, weird. Okay,
play Danganronpa 3. It's at least for the first case because it's good. Right. I don't know where it's going to go from here. I've also heard, like you were just saying, you've heard that it's not very good. I don't know why that is. I have a speculation why people don't like it based on the first case, but I don't know if the results of that first case are going to damage the rest of the game as much as I fear it will. So with that being said, I think that I'm good to jump into the show if you are.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wanted to do 10-second rant. 10-second rant. One,
okay, yeah.
Everybody says 3 is the worst. I'm going through 2 right now. It is, in my opinion, I'm getting towards the second case. I think it is a vastly inferior game to the first one. It's way too long. The characters are interesting, but
because
I'm not a
the
big
characters
fan.
are so much better in number 2.
Yeah, but it's like the story itself and how the story paces itself out. Not a big fan of it. This one comes to us on Twitter from like my little segue. This one comes to us on Twitter from Drew Davenport This one comes to us from Drew Davenport. God, man, I just keep fucking this up.
Come on, I believe in you.
This one comes to us from the great, the awesome, the bestest person. Please forgive me for screwing up your name a couple of times. Drew Davenport at _Davenporter. A boxing game that plays like Wii Sports. God, fucking God.
You are
I'm
doing
not
so
on.
bad on it this
Nah,
time.
dude, I'm reading like a really scary book right now that's like all formatted wrong. So like anytime I read something, I'm like expecting something to be super weird. So like
You're expecting
my
the words
brain,
to jump scare you.
yeah, I'm expecting my words to. I'm gonna turn it. It's House of Leaves by Mark Daniel Lidsky, by the way. Weird book. A boxing game that plays like Wii Sports sword adventure. Beat the opponent, then his coach, then the ref. Eventually, you're fighting every audience member in the stands, and then you break out of the arena and start boxing cars, uppercutting them straight into the stratosphere. AJ,
Yes.
I want to take a game. Remember Wii boxing back in the day? And
Yeah,
how
I do.
fucking awful you would feel at the end of every match where you and your buddy or you and your parents are just like flailing your arms and you just feel that pain in your shoulders and your elbow and your sides because this is the fucking...
You are speaking like somebody that apparently got beat at Wii boxing very often, because that's the burning of success and power, and it feels great. And
I guess I would lose a lot. I don't know. I would fuck shit up at Wii Sports Bowling. I was pretty good at that one, but everything... Actually, Wii Tennis I was pretty good at too, but everything else I sucked.
But you weren't powerful enough for the boxing game, huh?
You're right.
You weren't ready to go in there and throw hands.
But you know what's on the rise lately is exercise games. What if we did a game that is all about stamina? So it is nonstop punching, where you start with the game, you start with the match, and then you go to the ref, and then you go to the coach, and then you go all that stuff, and it is literally nonstop punching, and you are trying to see how far in the universe you can get in the universe line of people that want to fight you. So I'm trying to think of another game.
So it's
where
a survival. It's any survival arcade mode in any fighting game, except that instead of like the fighting game survival system, we've just replaced it with the Wii boxing.
Yes, but it also is reliant on your own stamina. So where the wrinkles that we can come into this is there. To make each run unique, are there power-ups? Are there moments of... Actually, you know what would be kind of cool? What if all of your power-ups didn't make you a better fighter, but you were fighting for rest power-ups? So it's like
every time you get a power up, you get 5 seconds to relax.
Yeah, but maybe it's different power ups. So it's like, what if we did like a sort of Darkest Dungeon route where it is like you start with this overworld map, or sorry, Darkest Dungeon 2. They're doing this thing where it's like you can pick which route you take, and each route will have variables in it. It'll have like unique fighters, it'll have unique power ups, but all of the power ups are rest based. So it'll be like, hey, you get 60 seconds, you get 30 seconds, you get 1 second. Well, tough luck, man. You get like some sort of power up with every fight that you do. But the wrinkle is you don't know what that power up or that rest power up is going to be, and you don't know who you're going to be fighting. Imagine if it's like the roster.
No, but again, those rest power ups are somehow tied to you, Blake Ray, the person playing the game. The game gets to tell you how much water you're allowed to drink. Is that what you're proposing?
Yes, exactly.
You're proposing a game that like is an endurance test, not only because of the amount of work that is being put in, but because people will be forced to adhere to the rules that we've created, and they will not get a water break until the RNG has decided that they get a water break.
Yes. And this idea comes to me because like I've been trying to be a little bit healthier, so I've been going to the gym lately. Did you know that a lot of the exercise equipment actually comes, at least with this gym, there are timers on it. So like the moment you stop exercising, a countdown will start where it's like you have 60 seconds to begin exercising again, or you lose all of the progress and stats that you got on this machine.
I'm sorry, wait, what sort of stats are they tracking?
So they,
is it counting the amount of reps you've done?
Yes, it counts the amount of reps. Okay. It counts your heart rate. It counts the calories you've burned. It also counts a lot of like.
Well, wait, hold on. How does it know my heart rate? Huh?
Well, a lot of it's really cool. Like a lot of exercise machines now, they have like little hand grips that have like these silver plates on them, and if you grip them, it'll sense your heart rate coming from your hands. So it'll, by going off of your heart rate combined with all of the other factors of the machine, it'll tell you like roughly what calorie you're burning. It's off by like, I think like 3 or 5%. I don't remember.
Damn, you really can't just go into the gym and min-max it, huh?
Yeah, that was my exact thought. I was like, man, I could really just like walk in here and be like, I have my exercise down to the T. I am burning X amount of calories in X amount of time. Be like, I had
That's freakish, actually. I hate that.
Well, no, that's actually kind of cool because
that is good for exactly one reason, and that is so that you can memorize and take notes on everything imaginable, and then if you ever get into a fight, you pull out your notepad like you're a fucking anime character with the glasses, and you read off all of the stats on how powerful you are, and you're like, you don't want to fight me because I can keep up a heart rate of 197 beats per minute for 27 minutes on end. If you start this fight, I will go on forever. I'm capable of benching this amount of weight this many times. Like, you need to give a full breakdown of all of your physical feats like a Baki character.
Yeah, I was just about to say, AJ, this sounds like I'm getting into Baki. Like, this sounds like
there's no other reason to have that kind of stats on yourself other than big speeches to intimidate your enemy and wrestling promos. Which are, again, just big speeches to intimidate your enemies.
So what if we do this then? The growth of... let me pitch this to you for our fighting game. To make each run is, though you might fail at it, you then gain those stats that you can brag about during your next run that could actually intimidate people.
Full list of all of the physical feats that happened.
Yes.
And then what this also means is that...
AJ, oh, God, so wait, hold on. No, actually, go real quick. I'm sorry, I'm really excited.
So it's going to get a full stat breakdown of everything that you were able to do in that run. It's going to tell him how long you were running, what was your maximum heart rate, what was your minimum heart rate, how long you were able to keep at your maximum, and all of that data. And what this game is going to do is the next time you go in for a run, before every fight, a character is going to show up. Some Nintendo Wii U mascot will show up, and he, like a scene from Game of Thrones, will give a whole rundown of your entire stat sheet. And then you will fight this person. And then you will go on to the next fight. And the stat guy will come back out, and he will read all of your stats again. And you will do this fight. And then you go to the third fight, and all the stats get written off once again. And it just keeps going, unskippable, and you just have to stand there waiting for this guy to finish off your 15-minute rap sheet, and then you get to fight.
No, let me pitch you on this. Because if we did that, it kind of destroys that whole thing of like, this is an endurance test, because like as your sheet gets bigger, you get more and more rest time, right? So just for the wrinkle of it, what if the power up is how long they read your rap sheet for? So if it's like 3 seconds, they say all of your feats in like a really fast, like, and then that's your rest time. So you don't get to rest in silence. You have to just listen to this person read at a hyper speed rate. But here's the other wrinkle I want to throw at you. So to add so every character that you fight, they will build this relationship with you because you're going to be fighting them over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about that there are different pathways to become the ultimate, like, Galaxy Superstar Boxer. What if you can only take certain pathways when you've unlocked certain, like, stats? So it's like, hey,
you're not able to do this one until we feel confident enough that you can bench 320.
Yeah, or it's like, hey, you need to keep your heart rate at a steady 190. You can't go to 191. You can't go to 189. You got to like really zen that shit, and then you can unlock this completely different route. Or this one character will be like, "Ha! I see you have your heart rate at 190 for an excess of 10 minutes. You can come right here and fight my best champions." You know, it's just really, really cheesy.
I have one more wrinkle I'd like to throw into this game.
Okay, shoot it my way.
I would like all of the information to be public and on my Nintendo Switch device so that if somebody checks their friend list and sees AJ Hart, they know exactly how powerful I am.
Oh my God. So
I want this game to be the real world tool to like fend off the idea that people would be like, "Oh, you're 1v1 me, man. I bet you I could beat you up." And then they look and they're like, "Oh no, you're so good at running."
Dude, do you even... It's just... That's the name of the game. Do you even lift, bro? And it's just like...
I think the world would be a very different place if we had an easy way to see everybody's physical power.
Everybody's fucking stats. Just like how crazy... The idea of of like a Switch friends list, but instead of seeing their like game history, you just see all of like how many calories they burn on a day-to-day basis. I don't know about
There
you,
has to be
but
an app for this, right? There has to be some GymBro app that like uses the Planet Fitness data sheet so you can see the power level of all of the people around you.
Honestly, you're probably not that far off, because the place I go to, they have each machine has a QR code that you can scan.
Yes.
And it'll show you how to properly do that exercise. So it takes you to videos. So it's like, I'm imagining there is data out there that tells Planet Fitness how often which machines are used based on how often they get scanned. You know, maybe.
I'm just saying, you should get this stamina spreadsheet and put it on your dating app, dude. This information should be public. It should be your like Facebook profile photo. It's just a spreadsheet of how buff you are.
How many pages of spreadsheet before it becomes bragging? You know, is it like one page where it's like, or is like it's like a resume, like a tight resume?
It's not bragging. I think that everybody's Twitter, everybody's Twitter banner should have all of their physical feats.
Like just their physical feats within this game. That's so dumb. All right, give me a game.
Okay. This one comes from Caleb Martin, Taylor's version, at Isithius. A game with controller permadeath. I fucked that up. A game with controller permadeath. Now, I just want to throw this out there really quick. This could be just about every other video game on the Nintendo Switch device. Because I'll be honest, I played the No More Heroes 2 port on Nintendo Switch with the Joy-Cons, and my yellow Joy-Con that I spent $80 on so that I could get the pretty yellow Joy-Con, it's never been the same since after I finished playing No More Heroes 2. That Joy-Con just does not work anymore. And very commonly will just disconnect. I shook the piss out of that little plastic guy.
Oh my god. That's right, because you have to jerk off the lightsaber, right?
You have to jerk off the lightsaber to charge it up. But also the game has a fun little gimmick where like when you're playing the game, whether you're holding the Joy-Con high or Joy-Con low changes like the attack combo that you're using. And then there's also a fun gimmick where every time an enemy gets dizzy, you can grapple them, and then 2 arrows will come up on the screen that show you what ways you need to move your 2 Joy-Cons so that you can do a cool sumo wrestling, or not a sumo, a cool professional wrestling move on them.
Funnily enough, there is kind of a game that is like this already. I think it's called Symphony or Symphonic, but the whole thing is it's you play with like two to three friends, so like it's a 4-player game, and what you do is it uses the motion sensors in like a PS4 controller, and it senses how still you are keeping the controller. And the whole point of the game is you can only move as fast as the music is playing on the screen. And you need to try and bump the other people to get them to move their controller faster than the music. So, big shock. It often results in you smacking your friend's controller across the screen.
You're trying to get your friends to drop their controller.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of controllers get busted. So, can we do something along, or is it more like the actions you take in game?
No, I love this idea of you purposely trying to get your friends to break their shit. I want the video game controller equivalent to the Squid Game.
To the Squid Game. Okay, so what are you thinking?
I want just a bunch of different mini games that we can do that are involved with you bashing controllers near or at each other without so that you break their controllers and you don't break yours. I want controller jousting. I want controller sumo wrestling. I want controller Simon Says. I want the little racing game where you have to make sure that you don't get your controller bumped by your friends.
Oh my god! So you're saying you want to make the most ill-advised, like, throw your controller at your friend game?
I want to make a video game that, you know how the Wii has that little, like, recommendation at the beginning where they're like, make sure you put the strap on so that you don't throw and hurt your things.
Yeah, straps
I want to create a video game that needs, like, 5 different warnings like that.
I mean, I think you should just throw caution to the wind. It's like, this isn't
that.
Yeah, this isn't a strap-on game. This is a strap-off game, my guy. So it's
okay.
So you're saying, okay. So, did you ever do... Oh, man. I'm trying to figure out, could you do a thing where this is a game, a puzzle game where you and and your co-player have to do horrible things with your controllers to solve puzzles within the game? So
okay. So you're proposing that we, the players, have to come up with the idea ourselves. Oh, maybe we just have to slam our controllers into each other, and that will solve the puzzle.
Like it's like, hey, we have to stand on opposite sides of the room, and each controller needs to move like at 20 miles per hour. But rather than rather than us catching them, they need to hit the area in between us.
Yes.
So they just clap together or something like it. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Now we need to decide, what are we more interested in? The idea of a video game that is constantly sabotaging the players, and the players unknowingly are putting their controllers, or semi-knowingly are putting their controllers through more and more abuse. You know, it'll be that moment where the players say, it feels there's got to be a better way to do this than me dropping my controller on the floor from 6 feet up, right? Or do we want to create a game that is consciously us as players trying to destroy each other's controllers?
I think it's more fun when you're trying to destroy your other person's controller.
I do too. I think that I'm really into the idea of you being given a safe space to break your friend's stuff. I don't know what it is about that, but like something feels very cool and flirty about it.
Flirty, like just coming into your friend's place and just being like, hey, I know you spent a lot of money on those $80 Switch controllers, but foop, and you just throw it to the floor.
You just like do a spin kick and smack their hand. Yes, absolutely. That rules.
Is it supposed to be? I wonder if you can do a thing of could you do
the new WarioWare game's gonna be great.
Could you do? I'm trying to think of like what are the games here, because it's like right now we have trying to destroy our friend's controller, but what does that look like? Is it, hey, you need to do a rhythm game, but you need to make sure you hit your opponent's controller to the beat of the music. So now it becomes this dance of like trying to get close to your opponent, but not letting them get too close to your controller. So then it just turns into this sort of Twister-esque thing of like...
Could we do just a bunch of different Mario-based motion control games and incentivize players to mess with each other? You know, so like we do like a game where like the players have to move the controller up and down like a little jack pump to blow up a balloon. But then also we're going to incentivize the players reaching over and putting their hands on each other's controllers to slow them down.
Oh, but so how do you award points?
How do you create a setting where players want to hurt and push each other? Well, I think we obviously need to tap into, of course, I think you and I both secretly are thinking of one thing when we're on the idea of like playing a game where we are shoving and pushing the other person. And that is, of course, we are secretly thinking about playing video games with a sibling. You know it, I know it. Let's just put it out there. We've all done it. We've pushed and shoved and jostled our siblings' controllers forever and ever. Obviously, it's the Cain instinct. When you play a video game with a sibling, you're gonna push them. I don't make the rules. The Bible did. Might I propose to you this? Luigi Party.
Oh, so you're Mario. So first player is always Mario, and the whole point is to dunk on the other one. Right?
I think it's just a Mario Party game, except now Luigi's in charge. It's called Luigi Party, and everybody's just a little bit sassier. Luigi's sick of Mario's attitude, and so now, like, every time you go into a minigame, Luigi walks up to the camera very quickly before you start the game, and he says, "Okay, oh yeah, it's a me, Luigi. Kick your sibling in the shin." Okay. Because I think it's 2022 year of Luigi again, and now he's mean. He's a Luigi with attitude.
Was it the year of Luigi last time? Like last year?
There was already a year of Luigi, and it was Nintendo's most unprofitable year in quite a grip.
God, that's so fucked up. I love Luigi. He's just a tall dude, and he hunts ghosts. What an amazing little dude. All right, whatever.
Luigi did not do it. I'm going to put a pin in this. I'm interested in the idea of a game where we incentivize property damage. Why don't you hit me with a game idea?
Okay, I'm going to hit you with one more game. We're doing a little bit of a short episode this week, just due to time constraints on our scheduling, but I have one more game for you. This one comes to us from Barry B. Coltrane at NoMono31. Bullet Hell Walking Simulator. I'm just in an exercise game mood today. So is there a way we can do...
The world's slowest bullet hell?
The world's slowest bullet hell. And the thing I want to tap into here is because I know I think you've played it, right? Where I think you've played VR Super Hot, right?
Yeah, that game rules.
So remember, I want to make a whole game that is just that moment where a bullet is right in front of your face and you're just trying so carefully to just move slow enough to where you can dodge it, but not fast enough to where time will accelerate and it'll shoot you in the face. So is there a game where you have to
I'm interested in I'm fascinated that you went there, because my immediate thought was that all the times I've played an actual bullet hell game and you have that moment of crisis where you're worried you aren't going to get out of the way of something, and so you're just like, ugh. But if we can extend that out by like 30 seconds, so someone just making a line and like, come on, come on, come on, and the big lasers just slowly coming their way.
So is each of these levels then, like, you are trying to get from point A to point B, and you need to walk but there's like a slow motion battle happening around you. It's like you're escaping from a prison and there's like a bunch of watchtowers around you, and you have to like slow walk your way, like past lights, past bullets, just something. And of course, I think this would be VR, because I think being in something
I
like
got
that,
the game. I got that line, the angle.
Hell yeah, show it to me.
We're going back to high school or middle school, really any of those incredible years where we were a youth. You know what's something that happens in media all the time that I don't think has ever happened in real life? In a school?
Talking about spitballs?
Spitballs are a good spot. Yeah, actually, I was thinking food fight, but we're in a similar space of mouth things being thrown at people.
Okay.
What if you were playing as a teacher or a student that is being very respectful of the rules and trying to get from one place to the other without getting beamed with a spitball or a food or a hot dog or a pizza being thrown in the food fight? But you can't run because that would be breaking the rules.
You know what we could do? So you're onto something here. So is the backdrop of this, like you said a teacher, and I think that's a fun one because it's like, here's or maybe not a teacher, because teachers,
we just did a teacher game last week is the thing. So I think that we're going to be a student. We're a hall monitor. We're a little teacher's pet.
Or it's a student that has a hot date at the end of the school day, but they are going to the date with the clothes they are wearing that day. So it's like an after they're going to meet up at McDonald's or whatever. They need to survive the day. It's like, hey, you got first period. Guess what?
Yeah, and you can't get sent home. You can't get sent home early, so you have to walk everywhere.
Yes, you can't. Oh my God, that's such a great idea. So you actually have to go through like each period of school. For those that I don't know if like periods happen for everybody around the world, what it is, it's like you have if you have like, it depends on your scheduling, but there's like, you have 4 periods in the day, and what those 4 periods are can change every other day.
And every period is a different classroom in the school. So maybe first period you have a math class, second period you have a science class, third period an English class, fourth period psychology. And my fifth period, I think, for a lot of high school was PE, actually.
What if this then got buck wild? So it's like each level is, so the first level is just really simple. It's like you're in math class, a spitball fight breaks out. You need to get over from your seat to like the fire alarm. Of course, it's just something super extra, that would immediately stop this fight. So you have to get.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I want to go back to your spitball idea. What if you're sitting in your class? This is the spitball scenario that you were proposing, and leaning into the idea of super hot. This is a bullet hell game where you are sitting in your chair and you need to duck and weave from everything that is being thrown your way. Paper airplane, spitball, food, but you can't leave your seat.
You need to survive.
I want this to be bullet hell Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, interesting. But that's not really walking. I think that's one level. Like, how about that? I think it's one level. And then the walking simulator could be like, hey, you have X amount of time to get from, I think it's called passing period or something.
Yeah, in my school it was passing time.
passing time, where you have like 5 minutes to get from one class to the other. That's a level in itself too. You need to survive all the things that people are throwing and doing and riding around, just trying to avoid messes. Then you have your next class, which is maybe another sitting simulator.
How long did you have to get from class to class in your school? Because I know your school was way bigger than mine.
I am realizing something as of now. Like I don't give a shit about like, oh, the whole thing of like, oh, I'm getting old or, you know, whatever like that. But like,
yeah.
Because it's just like, you're going to get old. There's nothing you can do about it. But I'm starting to get to that point where high school memories are starting to be like kind of obscure. Like I don't remember every like little detail like I used to. Like when I was in college, it would be like, yeah, high school was so so immediate. Like it happened like a couple years ago. I could remember like my day-to-day schedule. I could not tell you how much time I had, but I always remember it being just a little bit too little time to get to like my various classes.
Your school was huge. I remember you showed me your school once, and I was like, hey, this is bigger than our college. And our college was admittedly smaller than my high school, but my high school was itty bitty.
Well, I mean, our college was just a warehouse. It's really what it was.
It was an old,
Panavision.
Panasonic?
It was a Panavision.
That's what it was. Old Panavision
camera building house or camera testing house, something like that. So so it goes back and forth between this walking and sitting simulator. So like the next time we're sitting, it's the cafeteria. That's when the big cafeteria fight happens. Okay, next thing is a kind of a mix-up, because you don't sit in woodshop class or metalwork class. You actually have to walk around and go to the various things to work on your project. So now you have this.
But when you're working on stuff, you got to be very careful not to mess it up, because if you're in wood shop working with the wood glue and you splash something, you put your wood blocks together too fast, you're going to get wood glue all over yourself. Ruin your outfit.
I think this is where it can get a little bit more buck wild, is like, so you're in this metal shop class and you need to make sure you're dodging all the wood glue and all the other things that people are like throwing at you while working on your piece. But if you get distracted and your hand grazes that drill, guess what? Now you're going home because of a medical injury. So it's like I'm trying to figure out like,
we really are just making high school Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, huh? Just a bunch of different little mini games where we're playing with the idea of being stuck in one spot or very limited moving around.
But it's a bullet hell. Like it's
no, I love it. I love the twist on it.
Yeah, so it's like you have to, the idea of solving puzzles while like just shit is flying at you. I love that. Okay, so let's decide on a nug. I'm voting our boxing simulator, because I feel like that's a lot of fun. I feel like it's our most like drawn out. I mean, it's our most developed thing, and I think we could utilize some modifiers for it.
I'm interested in the boxing simulator as well. I think that what we need to do is we need to set up what exactly we intend this app or this game to do, because I think this game is bigger than a game, right? This is a lifestyle. This is an app. This is a way to track and train yourself, and again, also digitally square up against everybody. I think it's time for us in the real world to have anime power levels like Dragon Ball Z and God of High School characters.
Like you have, when you roll up to somebody, it's just what's that? The power. What's the thing called from Dragon Ball Z where it's like they have
in Dragon Ball Z, it's a power level.
Yeah, but like, what's the thing called that they wear on their eye? It's like a power
a
level
scanner?
Scanner. That, yeah, because I remember it was like something. It's like a one-word thing. So you're saying like every
in God of High School, they wear bracelets that have the little number on them to say what level they are. And there are some characters that can suppress their level. What? And then there are some characters that just like when they get angry, their level goes up. Whoa, it's really cool. Read God of High School.
That's dumb.
Fuck you.
I don't like that. I don't like that. That
Blake
reminds
Ray,
me of,
I'm sick of you disrespecting my
tennis.
shit here.
That reminds me of table tennis and like how chess works, is where it's like there's just this giant list of people that are like, here's all of this is what their exact pointage is, and it's like it's boring.
No, don't
boring.
worry. Their power levels are like really
Stupid.
small as shit. Like I think the highest power level I remember is like 27. Like it's small numbers.
Small.
People
That's
will
even
be like,
more boring. Why
will
put
be
a
like,
number
damn,
on it? Why put a
damn,
number
bud,
on
you
it?
better
Because
watch
that's
out
not
for
a
that
power.
guy. He's
fucking...
level 9.
Okay, let me give you a better example that utilizes that to a much cooler fucking degree. Demon Slayer.
I was about to say, if you pull out Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass.
No, Demon Slayer operates off of a number system. Like the big antagonists in the series, they're all like numbered, I think 1 through 10. But what makes it? What's that? The thing that
that's
adds
a top
some
10
fucking
list.
spice
That's
to-
different.
Top
10 list or whatever.
No, it's not. Okay, it's just people with fucking numbers on their heads, AJ. 2 reasons. 1, it's they don't wear a fucking stupid bracelet. They have it tattooed on their eyeballs. That's radical. That's cool as fuck. And they're also, what's even cooler, they're not just given their dumb, stupid, like, oh, they're number 27, oh, they're number 26. No, they're either the lower moons or the upper moons. It's like the lower moons are like,
problem.
That's cool. That's so fucking cool.
It's very cool in an anime. Here's the problem. I'm not going to create an app that requires people to get their eyeballs tattooed if they're the strongest people on the earth.
I mean, if you're
now
gonna
hold
brag
on,
about
what if
it,
we did that? I said it out loud and I thought about it, and it's maybe the dopest shit. Can we create a culture? Here's the thing: we know tech bros are stupid. They'll buy into anything. Can we get gym tech bros to buy into the idea that the coolest people on Earth get their rank tattooed on themselves?
They get their fucking.
And if they get too weak and get outdone, they have to get a different tattoo put on them to cover up their old number tattoo.
Jesus. So you're saying, okay, I like that because that implies they have to get the other tattoo like written over. Like, and I'm just picturing like tattoo whiteout where it's just like, all right, well, let's just cover that up. Like just draw on it with a Sharpie and then they got to do a tattoo on top of it. And that's just hilarious to me. So are you saying number 1, is that the ranking, how we do this? Where it's like, hey, the person who works out the most or has the highest level is given this tattoo and they can get just some like maybe the top 10 of this thing. Is that what you're going for?
That's the question, right? Is like, how do we want to qualify who becomes the most powerful people on the app? Is it like, is this a fighting app or is this just an app of games? And
Let me pitch you on this,
am I going to go
boy.
out there and try to get Amanda Nunes to get a tattoo, or am I going to go out and find Olympic weightlifters to get their cool tattoos?
How about
Amanda
this?
Nunes would be kind of funny though, because people would see her and they'd be like, "Whoa, an 11?" And it's like, no, but that's 2 number 1s.
I think
Amanda Nunes is the double champion.
You brought up tech bros, and you're right. Tech bros will buy into anything. NFTs have shown us that they love their fads and they love being able to spend all the money that they don't need. So what if we turn this into a bragging rights for these gym bros and also a really clever marketing plan? AJ, to play this game and to show up on the ranks, you have to get a QR code on your forearm. That QR code you can show off to anybody. And because weird side note on this.
The QR code will have a number in it. That is how we digitize it.
People always ask about QR codes, and I know this for a specific reason. The moment you turn it into a fashion or some sort of artistic design, I'm not talking like a QR code you see on like a telephone pole.
You're talking about how you have a patch on your patch jacket of a QR code. And everyone's so curious about it.
Every time I walk into a room with that, I have this punk rock jacket as my battle jacket. It has like a bunch of like pins and patches of bands and shit. But on my left arm, I have this pink QR code that takes you to my favorite song ever made, and it's Breaking Out by the Proto Men. But every time I go to a party with that jacket, it always gets questions. Now imagine that, but it's on a forearm. It's somewhere that's there to be like, that's a conversation starter everywhere. It's like, oh hey, if you want to see my number, here's my QR code, and then it just like it just shows the last gym photo they took, or it shows like photo.
It takes you to a profile with their most recent gym photo, and then a breakdown of all of their stats.
Yes, their stats.
Yeah,
their number,
I think it's time to give gym bros their own CoStar.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. Okay. So we should talk about, is this a game that has modifiers, or is it kind of just, because our modifiers this week, for those that don't know,
this isn't a game, Blake. This is a lifestyle. This is a tool for the people.
All right, I guess we're going to postpone modifiers then this week. We'll do that next week. Thank you for all the people that have submitted them this week, and we
need a
happily
name
use them
for
on our
our
next
app.
game. Oh God, I mean, you could call it GymShark because a lot of fucking gym bros like calling themselves that, and I don't know why. And it's like, that's weirdly aggressive too. It's like you're a GymShark.
But
so it's
GymShark
like,
does sound like an app is the thing. Like, oh yeah, hit me up on GymShark.
oh yeah,
It just, you know what I mean? Like, it has a nice resonance to it. I can't explain why.
I mean, because sharks are cool. Because like sharks are awesome. I don't understand why dude bros got to call themselves gym sharks. It's weirdly aggressive. But I think that's a great name for a video game.
Unless we want to try to get the word clean in there somewhere.
We can call it Game Gym Shark.
That's nothing. That's nothing, and you know it. Apologize. You're wasting my time and the listeners.
Fuck you. No, because of games. Because of Game Sharks, AJ, the classic classic tool that would allow you to get all of the rare candies for Pokemon.
Oh yeah,
fucking
Grandpa,
fake
the
gamer.
Game Shark. Come on.
What was I talking about a few minutes ago about getting old?
Yeah, you don't
and feeling
remember because
old?
you're so fucking old and your brain's filled with moths.
Okay, then what the fuck?
Back in my day, we had a GymShark, and games came on discs. Come on. You could go out and buy a game and then play it when you got home. Yeah, Grandpa, whatever.
I could just stream it now. Ugh, fuck, I hate, man. I hope I don't turn into a crotchety old man, but I know I'm going to turn into a crotchety old gamer. Like, I know that. I know it. I just know it because, like, I like my discs. I like my collection of physical things. It's nice. It makes me feel safe.
Back in my day, we got 2 Halos. Yeah, whatever, Grandpa. We've got the 1 Halo for the next 18 years.
God, Grandpa, shut up. Destiny's cooler than Halo. Fuck.
The kids are right on that one.
So, okay, are we just calling it GymShark?
GymShark's gonna be the move, I think.
Okay, all right, sweet. Thank you guys for listening.
I'm sorry for bullying you, Grandpa.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's funny.
Blake, would you like to go to patch notes?
I would very much like to go to patch notes.
I thought you would. Let's go over there. I'm sure there's something cool.
What's up, gamers? We just want to say if you like this show and you like what we do and we made you laugh at least once, you owe it to yourself to leave a Spotify and iTunes review for your 2 favorite boys or your least favorite chuckle fucks. Either one. You can state that in the beginning of the
I would
iTunes
love
review.
that if people were like, "Oh yeah, Blake and AJ, they're my least favorite podcasters, but I do listen to them all the time."
Oh God,
they're my least favorite podcasters.
See, okay. On that topic, I won't stand on it too long, but a mutual friend of ours, his name's Matt. He and I have this really weird tradition now, of like anytime I release a new like painting video or Love, Death, and Dice video, he'll give me a compliment followed by a death threat, and and I think that's just and I pin it to the YouTube comments every time. So anybody who doesn't know me and Matt's like friendship just sees that they'll think like, well, that's weird as fuck. And the idea of of leaving iTunes reviews, hopefully not death threats, but that are just like jokingly poking fun at all of the shit that's bad about the podcast, I think is actually kind of funny.
It'd be pretty good.
Leave
us hey everybody, leave us 5 stars and then neg us a little bit. We love it.
Or the opposite.
As always, our intro
do no stars and then positive review. I mean, actually, I don't know if does that one fuck up the algorithm?
Don't do the negative stars. Only positive stars, please.
Okay, AJ only wants to be negged jokingly. He doesn't like actually being negged.
Yeah, don't be mean. Come on, you gotta give you gotta give me the goods and also insult me.
All right, thank you guys for listening.
As always, our intro and outro music is Cheap Shot by Anna Monoguchi, an excellent song from an excellent band for an excellent game. I've been one of your hosts, AJ Hart.
And I have been your other host, Blake Rea.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games
that should not be made.